Fesi, I feel like at this point, because you have a solid core of veteran receivers, there isn't that much unknown. So let's just start with what you feel most confident in with your receivers group early in training camp.
The combination of experience, just their time here in the program, and their skill sets. There's a lot of variety in the skill sets. There's a lot of size differences and agility, strength, and you couple that with just them knowing the system is, man. I'm so excited for the group.
You've been outspoken about wanting to have six capable receivers in this system. Will anything change in the offense? Is it still six the number you're looking for as far as rotation?
It's anywhere from 4 to 6, and how many of those guys play is kind of to be determined. I will say that Chase, Parker, and Jojo are guys, when I talk about skill set and their experience here, they've proven that. Those guys are, who are I'm for sure rolling with. But when you factor in Tiger Backmeier, his experience, that he's had at Stanford, Cody Hagan, who's got so much skill, he just battled some injuries, him, and then a guy like Reggie Frischnecht that came in as a transfer, Tay Nakua. I mean, those are guys who are all right there on the fringe of potentially breaking into that. And so those first three I know what they can do. It's critical this camp for me in these next 3 weeks, who can break in to be those 4, 5, and 6, and the time of the season and who we're playing will dictate the number of reps those 4 to 6 guys get.
Let's talk a little bit about Jojo, because I just spoke with him and asked him where he feels like he has worked the hardest this offseason. Obviously, he says, I feel like I've really taken the weight room way more seriously to develop strength, be able to take more hits, work on my speed a little bit. Where have you seen him improve the most?
I mean, that's the obvious one, and the strength staff told me too. I know I'm not with them. Obviously we're limited in our contact with them in the off season, but the strength staff said Jojo clearly had one of the greatest off season workouts of anyone on the whole team, and it shows. It shows in his physicality, how he looks, and now he's playing with this confidence that you can only get when you train that way. And that's what I've kind of told these guys. Like, conceptually, it's easy to say, oh, if I work hard, I get big, I'm strong, I can take more hits, I can look better. But there's this confidence that you play with and that you have that you can only see when you go through that. And just in one practice, I've seen that with him. He's been really vocal as well, more than he's ever been. And I'm really excited for Jojo. I think this is going to be a huge year for him.
He is the passing game coordinator and the receivers coach, Fesi Sitake, on BYU Sports Nation. Let's go a little bit further down the line, because BYU fans naturally want to know what kind of player Tiger Backmeier is. And you mentioned his name. So what do you feel like you know about him and what he's going to do on the field?
Well, what most people know about Tiger, which is high achiever, 2.5-year graduate, in computer science at Stanford. That's hard to do while playing football, especially. When you take how you have to be wired, he's just like that on the football field. He's very meticulous. He's very detailed in everything he does. He redlines. There's no, hey, give me more effort. I've never had to, nor will I ever have to talk to Tiger about effort and going hard and doing things right. And that's what makes him really, really good at what he is. He just happens to be a really skilled receiver. He's quick, he's twitch, he's bursty. He's got a great read of the ball in the air. I'm not huge on player comps, but just for BYU fans, I would say he's got a lot of DAX in him. I haven't had, in terms of his build and kind of his quickness and agility and that toughness. And so I'm excited to see how he, blossoms throughout fall. But if he stays on track and does what I think he's capable of, no reason why he can't play a good amount of plays for us.
We've heard about Reggie Frischnecht's speed and his short burst speed and his 10-yard splits. Cody Hagan is an interesting guy. I compared him a little bit, and maybe you can just totally debunk this, but I feel like he's got a little bit of Gunnar Romney in him. Is that a fair comparison?
I think it's fair, especially physically how they're built. Cody's, I would say has more top end and is more burstier than Gunnar. Gunnar was a little more polished at the same time. Cody's got his very quirky style of play. It's unorthodox, but it's effective, and that's what what really excites me about him. He knows his body, and I can't wait. If he stays healthy, he's another one that is on track to do some great things for us.
How have your receivers handled the transition in the quarterback room emotionally? Because that can be certainly taxing when something like that happens.
Yeah. Well, honestly, it just starts with leadership. Chase has seen a lot of quarterback changes and shifts in his time here, and he's done a great job at just keeping that mentality, that mental maturity in our room strong, because he's experienced it. And I think the guys they have belief in the system. They have belief in our offense and the coaches. They have belief in each of these quarterbacks. And was it a little adjustment that we all had to make? Of course it was. But I love the feeling though of you can sense it in the receivers room, and I think across our offense is our backs are back up against the wall a little bit. That doesn't mean we lack any doubt or don't have excitement. It just makes us that much more focused on the job and the task at hand, and I think the guys are going to respond well.
From your perspective as the passing game coordinator, you're obviously very involved in coaching the quarterbacks, and you're with them on the field when they come on the sidelines and communicating things from Aaron Roderick from the booth down to them. Just quickly, if you could break each of the three down to what makes them unique, starting with Trayson.
Trayson is a natural leader. He's very charismatic. He's not afraid to be vocal and to address things on the spot. I think he's got everything in his head systematically, how we need to operate. He's just kind of solid at everything. Bear is someone that I think is just the sky's the limit. I mean, the guy, he's wearing 47. He looks like a linebacker out there, right? But he's so physical. He's got it's easy to sleep on his ability to throw the ball and his athleticism. And maybe that's part of the reason he wears that, is to be deceptive. But I think, like, even just after one day today, personally, I thought he had the best day. And we still have to watch film, but he's just got a lot of natural ability to him. And McKay is the most dynamic of the three. He's got a really good deep ball, which is huge in our offense. We take pride in being explosive. And he's someone that just has to continually get used to operating, But man, each one of them brings something so unique and so different. I don't envy Coach A-Rod's position and having to decide who that is, but luckily we've got, 10 practices or so to kind of make that decision. But all three our players have belief in, our team has belief in. It's just going to be a matter of who is the most consistent and operates the way we're looking for him to.
One follow-up question on Bear, because he clearly has had the least amount of time in the playbook and in the system. How do you feel like he'll handle that challenge compared to the other two guys who have been around a lot longer?
After one day, I'm really encouraged that he's going to pick it up well. He's a lot like his brother. I mean, they're both they get it. They're smart. Yeah. And so I was really pleased with not just his ability today, but his ability to operate. I can't believe that he should have graduated high school just 2 months ago. Obviously he had a semester at Stanford, but he operates like he's been in the system for a couple of years, and it says a lot about his maturity.
Okay, we'll finish with this. Do the coaches get the swag that the players do? Specifically, do you get those gray, whatever they're called, shoes that they got?
Yeah, those are funky alien avatar-looking shoes. I'm going to bequeath mine to someone right away. But yeah, we get the same swag. Depending on what we put on, we could look like posers. But I won't be wearing that cut off. If I do, I'll have a long sleeve under it. But no, our equipment staff is the best. The players, it's so exciting. Coaches, we play it off better, but I think we're just as excited to get the gear as the players.
I decided I'm way too old to try and pull off those shoes. I can't do it, Fesi.
No, I'm not wearing those. You and me, so.
Thanks for the time, brother. We appreciate it.
Cool. Always good. Appreciate it.